mysteries of creation are there. In the sky. Up in the sky. The moon and the planets are there. And new hopes for knowledge and peace are there.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Your Inner Journey Weather Forecast, in which we use archetypal astrology to illuminate our spiritual path and to align our spiritual practices with the rhythm of the cosmos. And happy new moon, everybody. We're in a new moon. This is the weather forecast, Inner Journey weather forecast for April 11th to April 18th, 2021. And it's exciting. We got some exciting energies up here in the collective that I want to share with you using Archetypal Explorer program. So here's this week. We have peaking actually right now is the Venus square Pluto. And we spoke about this last week. That's an energy in which Pluto tends to, the power of Pluto's associated with power and transformation. It tends to bring out the challenging sides, the kind of shadowy sides of whatever other archetype it aligns with. So in this case, Pluto square Venus. Venus is the archetype of beauty and love and pleasure and the heart. And when it's in a square alignment with Pluto, Pluto wants to bring out the things that are associated with love and pleasure that are, it kind of wants to bring out the shadows and the impurities and burn them out so that it can be more pure. What does that look like? That looks like jealousy. That looks like intense desire to control one's lover or something like that. Or if it has to do with friends, a kind of a desire for control or a battle of will and friendships. If it has to do with pleasure, it's like a compulsion, feeling compelled towards some type of pleasure, Venusian pleasure. Ultimately, though, what it wants us to do is to surrender to a force that's kind of channeling through us, that sometimes the feelings of possessiveness and desire to control the other, the lover, the friend, the pleasure, whatever it is too much for us. We can't, it kind of overloads our circuitry and we just have to surrender. And then we get kind of awash in the transformative flames of Pluto. And like a phoenix, we are reborn, fresh-eyed, doe-eyed into a deeper depth of Venusian things, a deeper depth of friendship connection, a deeper depth of love, connection to our partner, a sense of kind of being purified by disgorging all this, these deeper powers up. And sometimes we can break down, we can go through a kind of a little metamorphosis, a little catharsis, or maybe a big one, and feel renewed, rejuvenated, feel that the heart has become unclogged. And since it's a new moon, we're going through a new moon right now, that experience may be a bit more inward. New moons tend to be a little bit more of an inward time, whereas a full moon can be a more outward time. And so it may be a little bit more of an inward confrontation with these powerful Plutonic energies. That energy is peaking today, Monday the 12th, and the energy that's rising now is Sun square Pluto. Very powerful, very, very great for our inner journeys and for our spiritual practice and for our inward transformations. Still riding on that on that new moon. Sun square Pluto is good for the identity. Sun is associated with our identity to go through a little transformation. And that could be our life mission, our sense of purpose, our sense of our name, our sense of who we are. Again, the Plutonic energies arise within us and we have to just kind of surrender, let them take over. We might have a plan of who we are and what we want to do. And then these powerful forces arise in us and the desire to kind of control who we are, control our life mission. And it can be too much. And actually what we do is we have to surrender and realize that we are a vehicle for our life mission. We are a vehicle for our identity. Our identity is actually oftentimes something made up, and there's a more core identity energy within us. There's a more core signature energy within us. And we just kind of have to let it flow out. And Sun square Pluto is very powerful. Inner journeys of any type, psychedelic journeys, meditation intensives, whatever it might be, wilderness solos. It can be a time where we really feel like we're going through a transformation. We're going through a cocooning and coming out. We're going into a chrysalis and coming out as a newly transformed being. So Sun square Pluto, very exciting. People born with Sun square Pluto, Taylor Lautner, You may remember him. He got his notoriety as the werewolf in the Twilight series. He was a werewolf in the Twilight series. And that's a kind of a Sun square Pluto. His identity is associated with this powerful Plutonic energy, the wild energy of nature and the forces of transformation that actually come through and transform him into a beast. And he just has to surrender at that point to these powerful energies within him. So that's a good example of Sun square Pluto. Tiger Woods, born with Sun square Pluto. Even his name, the name is associated with the sun, the identity, and Pluto is that tiger, that powerful force of nature that is suffusing nature, that power that's suffusing nature. Tiger Woods. So those are the alignments that we have this week. Powerful alignments. Venus square Pluto is cresting now. We're going into Sun square Pluto. It's building. And if you would like to align your spiritual practices with the rhythms of the divine, I have a course coming up called Astrological Maps for Inner Journeys, how to align our spiritual practices with the divine. And in that, we'll get a sense of how archetypal astrology can actually illuminate our inner terrain and help us align our spiritual practices with the rhythm of the cosmos itself. And that can help us do a number of things, like, for instance, choose timings for spiritual practices and inner journeys that support liberating breakthroughs, and avoid timings that challenging. We can discover timings for inner journeys that are likely to address certain life issues, for going inwards, and meditation, psychedelic journeys for addressing certain life issues, what timings favor awakenings of different kinds. We get to marvel at how our inner emotional experience and our outer life situation and the celestial bodies in space all synchronize in one play of consciousness. This is at the core of a human being is a desire to feel unified with life, to feel unified with the cosmos itself. And so archetypal astrology is a support to our spiritual practice. Our spiritual practice is to some extent linked with the inner desire to feel a unitive experience with life, to feel this sense of oneness with life and with the cosmos. And archetypal astrology is support to that. And also archetypal astrology is actually a spiritual practice in and of itself, helping us align with the cosmos and actually feel how there's a synchronicity between, there's a synchronized movement between our inward experience, and life outside of us, the cosmos outside of us. We also get to identify our current stage of psychospiritual growth and understand where it wants us to go. So this is astrological maps for inner journeys, and you can click below and learn more. Astrological maps for inner journeys, utilizing archetypal astrology to illuminate your spiritual path. So registration for that ends this week. So go ahead and click below and join the adventure of living in line with the divine. It's going to be a great group. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be completely eye-opening and awakening. And so join the fun. All right. That's your inner journey weather forecast for the week of April 11th through April 18th. May it be a powerful week of fruitful psychospiritual growth. Thank you so much.